We are now going to spend a little bit of time on good programming practices. You have to write correct programs. Apart from that, you should also write them in such a way that others can understand the program, and even you can understand the program after it has been sitting there idle for a period of time. For that, here are some important considerations. You should use meaningful identifiers. For example, if you are reading the number of credits taken by a student, it is a bad idea to store that in a variable named A or B, or as some people might do, like Oxford or Cambridge. That is not a good idea. You should use something like number of credits. You should not write very long lines that cannot be viewed without scrolling. You should use proper spacing of characters. I will show you examples in a minute. Don't use blank lines when they are not needed, because it can be very disturbing, and you should properly document your program. So what do these things mean? Let's take a program that is lacking in several of these suggested programming practices. Okay, here is an example of a poorly written program. This program has a bug, and to fix that bug, you will find it very difficult to, you will find it a very difficult problem to solve. I mean, how do I fix that bug when I can't even understand this program? What is wrong with this? Well, if you look at the lines, I am reading something, average number of sectors per track, and I'm storing it into a variable. And this technically qualifies to be a variable, but it is a horrible choice for a variable name, an underscore. It is technically a correct statement, but this is not good programming practice, because this has no meaning to me. It doesn't suggest anything to me. Even a variable name like A is a bad idea. This is even worse. I'm reading the sector size and storing it into another variable, which is 2 underscores. I'm putting unnecessary blank lines that just distracts. I don't have any space before and after the equal symbol. I don't have any space after the comma. I don't have any space before and after the multiplication symbol or the plus symbol or the equal symbol in this statement. So this is a horribly written program. Unnecessary blank lines, terrible identifiers, not proper use of spaces, and so on. So, this is not the way to write a program, and there is a mistake here, and it will be very hard to find the mistakes of a poorly written program. Finally, there is absolutely no documentation that says what the problem this program is trying to solve, who wrote it, what the technique is. There is absolutely no explanation. So this is not done, right? One thing that is not relevant here, but would be relevant in many of your programs, is the following thing. Sometimes you have to, the line of a Python program would be very long, and you will find that your line goes to the right of the window. So it goes even further. Now I need to take my cursor to the right to view the code. That is not very friendly to the reader. So you should not write that way. What if your line is too long? What you can do is you can put the backslash symbol and right next to it, hit the enter key. Then we have split this line into two physical lines, but the two lines would be treated as one logical line. Python will be just happy with it. So I can split it at any point, but don't unnecessarily split lines. But if your line is exceeding the standard window size, put the backslash symbol and hit the enter key right next to it. Don't delay that. They should come right next to each other. I will show you now a version of this program that is much better to look at. Well, here is that program. This is going to be much more readable for you. I have written at the top the name of the programmer, that is me. Then it then it says what the problem is and what the program does. These are put as comments. So I put 3 single quotes and 3 single quotes to end the comment. So the first set begins the comment, the second set ends the comment. And you can see that I have used meaningful names like number of sectors, sector size. I've separated each word with underscore. So I'll be very strict with your code from now on. You should not use identifiers like A, B, C, D, and any such things. They should be related to what you are working with. If you are reading in the average number of sectors per track, you should use something like number of sectors or sector size, number of tracks. It is much easier to understand with the code. And I have put proper spacing before and after operators. So use the examples that I have on the web under the examples folder for guidance on how to write programs, the style, the documentation, the spacing, usage of identifiers, etc.